Hey everybody, this is Bad Voodoo Kayak Fishing. This is my first YouTube video. I recently purchased a Ocean Kayak Prowler Big Game, the first model they came out with back in 2007. Didn't have the money for the Big Game 2, but you know, after checking both of them out, there's not too many upgrades between this and the new Prowler 2 or Big Game 2. I mean, aside from the seat and the mounting plates, I mean, there's not much of a difference there. So, this is my fourth ocean kayak. I originally started out with a Scupper Pro. Sold that a while back. Bought a Caper Classic and outrigged that. Kind of got lucky and had met a guy who was looking to trade his Prowler 13 for a shorter kayak. So, swapped that out. Upgraded the Prowler 13. And I recently sold that and bought the Big Game. Pretty much making this video just because I haven't really seen too many videos on YouTube about the Big Game. Everybody seems to be in a big frenzy about the Big Game 2, which I can understand. But for those of us that do have the original Big Game, I figured I'd let you guys know what I'm doing. The original owner had a lot of good ideas with this kayak. Most of them I don't agree with on how he went about installing them. Just kind of slapped together marine goop here, random rope here, and it just doesn't look that pleasing to the eye. Everything I do, I like to have crisp, clean. I pay a lot of attention to detail, and I hope this video is helpful to a lot of guys out there just starting out. So let's get this show on the road. Alright, starting at the front of the kayak, you can see here he has a kind of a makeshift anchor trolley running here. Nothing special, just a bungee, rope, couple carabiners, and a hook about midway through there just to attach the anchor to. That's coming off. I'm actually going to go buy myself some actual pulleys to install on the side of it, get some paracord, add a nice D-ring to the center, and make that nice, crisp, clean, black of course, to stick with the general accessories with the kayak. He also has a easy assist rope that he used to help stand. Once again, not a bad idea. I actually like it. I'm probably going to keep that idea. However, I am going to swap that rope out for a nice marine black rope. Once again, I like to keep everything kind of in sync with everything else. So, as we move back, 2 rod holders, probably what I would have done, but not the exact way I would have gone about it. He does have the Scotty, which I like, but for some reason he chose to go with the rectangular mount when there's actually a round mount that actually fits perfectly on these kayaks. So I'm actually going to be ordering 2 of those, since he went with a Railblazer rod holder on this side. Again, I just don't really like the fact that they're unbalanced and you got 2 different products on either side of the kayak. So we're going to be upgrading the 2 Scotties on the front with 2 flush round mounts to make it look nice and pretty. And alright, further back on the kayak, we do have a fish finder. It is a Garmin Echo 300C, full color display. Not a bad little fish finder. However, I already have a new Lowrance Elite 4 HDI on the way. Since I do plan on taking this offshore, I would like to have the GPS as a nice little safety factor. One thing I don't like about how he rigged this up is he used an excessive amount of marine goop. Something I don't believe in. I mean, marine goop definitely, but I mean, you know, too much is not always a good thing. So that's all going to come off and be cleaned up. Got a nice little seal line around it. The other aspect that I don't like is the fact that he went about wiring it kind of funky. Instead of utilizing the battery trays on the inside of the kayak, as you can see there, he ran the wires through the hull all the way down into the tank well, drilled another hole, and then stuck the battery into this coffee container. Why he did that, I'm sure it's just an ease. I mean, I don't see how that's easier than just sticking it in the battery tray in the front. But, like I said, a lot of things are going to change. That's another one. That's probably going to change later today. I'm going to take all that wire out. I bought a toggle switch and some waterproof boots. Probably going to install a switch around the cockpit area. And we're going to have the batteries sit in the battery tray. I got 2 batteries for that. We're going to run one off the fish finder. And the second one is going to go to navigation lighting and cockpit lighting for when I go fishing at night. One thing that I was kind of disappointed with was Ocean Kayak's design of the console. I was kind of hoping this would have been open, but found out before I purchased it that that is enclosed and you don't have access to the hull here. I might be cutting that out, I don't know. I know I cut the bucket out on my Prowler 13 just because that stupid little center bucket just does absolutely nothing for me. And I wanted access to the hull. So we're going to test this out for a while, see the usefulness of it, and if I like it, I'm going to keep it. If not, I'm going to chop that out and turn it into a rod pod. One aspect I do love about this is the large hatch right in front of the seat. I know a lot of guys complain about the fact that it's hard to get to because, I mean, it's right beneath the legs, but in all reality, I haven't found it that difficult to get into it. If anything, I actually had the idea of actually building a fiberglass live well and dropping that in there and running all the pump and lines through the kayak. Not sure about that yet, but we will see where that goes. Another aspect of this kayak that I do like, it's nice, I mean, it's a comfortable seat, it's kind of faded. We'll be upgrading this a little bit. One thing I don't understand is little rod holders that he has on here. I personally feel like that would be getting in the way of me as I kayak. Probably what I'm going to do is actually end up taking these flush mounts out, adding 2 more round flush mount Scotty holders, and buying a couple more Scotty rod holders for the back of this, just to keep it higher out of the water, a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. He does have a Scotty holder back here. It's kind of a random place to put it. That will be coming off, and I'm going to have a stern light installed in its place. The only drawback to that is the bolt configuration of the Scotty flush mount's a little larger than the bow light or stern light, but probably just have to put a couple screws in that until I can figure out a better way to fix that and keep it nice and clean looking. So overall, that's the Prowler big game. I've got a lot of ideas coming with it. A lot of upgrades, a lot of cleaning to do. He had a trolling motor mounted to this when I originally bought it. And of course, with every trolling motor you add to a vessel, you have to register it. So he had registration numbers and decals, marine goop to the front of this. I've already gone ahead and ripped those off. That was the first thing that was going to go. I will not be sticking another motor on this kayak. So we will be posting another video shortly of all the upgrades I do to this baby.